or not you like it, we talk about the best Avatar episode so far, and we get a fight that's, not really that hype. Haha, it was an illusion, gotcha! All that and more on today's episode of BrobusCast Death Metal Edition. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast Death Metal Edition. I'm Brobuscus does not have the energy to do the intro, so I'm doing it for you. So with me today is myself, ZDogg of course, and also Brobuscus.
I have no energy in me right now.
That's fair, and we also have Jedi Bender.
I have a shitload of energy via a Starbucks Frappuccino, so, I'm ready to go.
There you go. And we also have a guest, a very pleasant lad who also likes to discuss death metal occasionally. Please welcome to the show, Autistic Gamer Sean.
Hey, Bill, you wouldn't make sure do sound different.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Hi.
I
that
know.
was clever, ZDogg.
Thank you.
Who are you and how did you get into my house?
He's the editor.
It's just an illusion,
yes.
Brobuscus.
I edit for Lads Discuss Death Battle. I'm also a co-host there, and I edit for Jedi Bender / Saber King, whatever he wants to go by. He's got a million names.
I do have a million names. It's an addiction at this point.
We're making the thing to make fun of you for how many names you have.
Yeah. Dear God.
I like it. Okay.
Alright, so we have episodes to talk about, as per usual.
I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, let's get right into them. So, we have the fight that almost everyone wasn't hyped for, but that ended up turning out pretty good, actually. In my opinion, anyway. And I'm sure you guys... We have Korra versus Storm.
Okay, so at this point, can we, I think at this point it's safe to say that we should really just stop judging a matchup by its cover.
Yes.
For real. Yeah, we may groan at first, but it turned out good.
I would like to formally address / apologize for the way I came off as over passionate in the last time. By the time you've seen it by now, I was not trying to bury this fucking episode. I was just trying to make the point known that this was not a good matchup. It was not a good debate. It's not something I or a lot of people wanted, and really, I was placing all of my faith that I would be wrong, and that they could take something very crappy and make it good, and I think...
Lo and behold,
they did that.
Death Metal proves us wrong about a matchup being bad again. This is becoming a theme.
It is becoming a theme.
You know what? I'm okay with it, honestly.
Oh, I'm 100% cool with it.
No, me too.
Yep. Alright, so,
Still doesn't change the obvious problem, though.
Yeah.
Well,
I was gonna say formalities. Do we even need to talk about the results?
Nope.
No, we don't. But there is something I would like to address, and that is we actually do have a reason why this is a legacy matchup. They confirmed it on the Death Battle cast.
Yes, we do.
Did they confirm it on this cast? Because I missed it today.
No,
okay. It was last week's.
Yeah,
okay.
That was last week's. I didn't watch it.
And I know they also said it on commentary. Yeah. They said this is a fight they've been planning to do since I think they said on commentary that it was back during season 3.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they couldn't do it because they didn't want to get the effects right for it, and they couldn't do that back then.
Yeah, and I think that was...
And then they did Aang vs. Ed, and they were like, oh, okay, we can do this now.
Yeah, we can, and we can make it better.
There you go.
So, yeah. I don't agree with it being here. I don't think it celebrates anything other than their neat passion to do it, but honestly,
I think that's kind of the point. It is a matchup with history within the show, even if a lot of people may not like it. So
yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, and it's we can complain as much as we want that it's here. It happened. We just have to deal with it. So
Yeah, it
that's
is.
my thing. That's my thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, and then we have the analysis. A lot of people don't like Korra's analysis, and I don't really know why. I mean,
I can explain why on my end, but I'll let you finish.
I mean, I don't love it. It's not a standout analysis, but like, I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
I personally don't like it, but I don't fucking hate it. Just want to get that clear. I just think it would have been better had they not started off the analysis with a calc and maybe saved some of the scaling calcs, like the whole Kyoshi thing, when they got to the avatar state, to really just emphasize how much power the avatar has. But other than that, the only thing that I didn't like about it was I felt like they didn't do a good enough job hammering home how Korra, step by step, or in this case, season by season, goes through a huge character shift and becomes an actual, wise, mature character, instead of the hot-headed, naive teenager that they portray throughout the analysis and later as we talk about it in the animation. I feel like it would have just been much better had they given her the same treatment that they have the other characters. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is just coming off of rewatching Ben 10's analysis because I was just bored one day and I was all like, I'm gonna rewatch Ben 10 versus Green Lantern.
You feel like watching the world burn. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't think it's the worst analysis I've seen. I mean, Goku Black's was much worser.
And Steven.
Mm-hmm.
And Steven.
Yeah.
Steven's is still the worst in my opinion.
Yeah. Through that.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
and then you have Storms.
Turning around with Storm though, I quite like Storm's analysis.
Yeah,
It's pretty solid.
It was nice. Did a good job of portraying her character and getting people interested to check her out. Even though she doesn't have her own dedicated comic series, so if you really want to just check out the stuff she's in, read the X-Men comics that have a shitload of characters that are interchangeable, or just watch the movies or the cartoons.
Yeah. Nick didn't flex as much as I thought he would, but he still had some moments to flex.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't.
No one.
Although
That's
apparently
okay.
they got another editor on here. I don't remember what the name was, but apparently Nick kind of came in like later. So that's probably why. But yeah, I was expecting a bit more. I mean, I'm not complaining about what we have. Like the analysis was still well edited. I love the eye roll edit. That was funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I kind of expected more of a flex, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's no deal breaker.
Everyone has an
They
off
still did pretty
day.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has an off day. Although I'll tell you what is a deal breaker to a lot of people. The Queen shit line.
Meh.
I didn't mind it that much, but
Yeah,
I
it might
can
just be like a. Might not just be, for me, I don't understand it because it might be just like a Legend of Korra thing. I don't know if it is, but it didn't bug me that much.
yeah.
Although I do like the cutaways this time. Especially
Yeah.
when,
Yeah, I really like the dummy one.
yeah, the reincarnation.
that
one
was great.
Hilarious.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know why, but there was just something so funny about the cartoony death of Boomstick dying by an anvil.
Yeah.
Causing a goddamn robot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even saw it off his like and everything.
Gosh.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was overall, I thought it was pretty serviceable. Not the best, but not the worst.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
agreed.
Also, I did look it up. It's apparently the second editor is Sarah Corian.
Okay.
T-O. Yeah, I just checked real quick. So.
Sarah, as my co-host would say.
I'll just call her Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah. Okay.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Claps all around. All right, let's get into this fight.
Yeah. All right. So it was
fight
pretty good.
was good. Fight was good.
Yeah. It was really good.
It was better than I could have hoped for.
Honestly, I'd probably say it's better than it has any right to be.
Yeah.
It's arguably the best Avatar fight we have gotten, and it's about goddamn time, because this is the fourth one, and the other three didn't even come close to this.
Nah.
Well, I kind of liked Edward versus Aang for a while.
Well, it's nice to know somebody that does, because
I think it's too
I don't.
bad, but this is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree to that, yeah.
And
It's
makes.
It's weird that Korra has a better death battle than Aang. All right, this is the reality we live in.
All right then. Whoops.
I mean, yeah.
Whoops.
Well, I think it just goes to show how far they've come, because the thing about the sprite-based fights featuring Avatar is that it's very difficult to nail the elements and the choreography, because, again, Avatar and Korra are so focused on that. So the past episodes have kind of just been taking baby steps, but this one, they finally nailed it, and they got it down. But it didn't involve another grounded character, so maybe that just made it easier for Luis and his team.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Although, probably best thing about the visuals, we get a Marvel vs. Capcom style sprite for Korra, and it looks pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, they did really good.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I love it. Again, it's also kind of sad how when we compare this to Aang's sprite, this is not as pixelated, and it's much more
Detailed.
you know, it doesn't make my eyes want to pop out of their skulls. No offense. I did not like the Aang sprite. I'm sorry.
I understand why. I thought they were pretty good, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and you know, hey, big props for not just using her book 1 through 3 outfit, but using the jacket variant that she would use in book 2. That was a very nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Storm's sprite was also pretty good, even though, yeah, it's coming directly from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but,
I mean,
you know,
yeah,
hey,
That is not an issue.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Those sprites are always pretty good. So.
Yeah. I was surprised they went with that one, though, considering Storm's got, like, a lot of options.
Yeah.
mm,
I was
I
half,
guess it's because
I was half expecting the black suit, not gonna lie.
yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
whatever. I prefer the
Yeah.
black suit, but it's whatever.
I mean, the white kind of has nostalgic preferences for me, so I actually prefer
Fair.
the white. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything in this animation is good. The bending, the powers, the choreography, what little there is, and even the hand-drawn segments. They all slap.
I freaking love the first one where
Yeah.
it's her pointing her finger down and
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
freaking
that was
love
funny.
the
By
And,
that much.
And I was, I was told because somebody we know, or I know, watched my review, mine and Sean's video, and he wanted to tell me that it was Zach who did the color palette, but it was him who mostly did the hand-drawn stuff. And yeah, so it was just those two, and oh my god, I love the hand-drawn segments.
Yeah, they're very expressive. I like it.
Yeah, yes. Especially when we get to, surprisingly, a change of environment.
Spirit
Yeah.
World. It was so dope.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
really cool.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Whoever wrote this.
And we literally start. That was Liam. We literally start with like the Valley of Fog, and we get like so many cameos in there as well.
Yes. A lot of cameos, and also too just the great scene of the spirit realm messing with Storm by having her kind of hear people making fun of her
Mhm.
and being ostracized by it, and then just having to overcome that. I love that very much.
Yeah.
Although, weirdly enough, what would have probably made that even more in character is if it was claustrophobia, because Storm has a severe fear of claustrophobia, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's
Oh.
whatever. I didn't mind it. I liked it.
Yeah.
So ZDogg, do you still have the list of people who are actually? I think I have it anyway.
It's on. I just looked at the wiki, so.
Yeah. So apparently, according to Death Metal Wiki, those that can be seen in the Fog of Lost Souls are Goku Black, Ken Masters, Batman, Jotaro, Archie Sonic, specifically Archie Sonic, Ace, and Ben 10.
Yeah, along with two cameo opponents, one being Zhao from
General Zhao.
from
Avatar.
Avatar, and the other being freaking Nemesis Bloodright.
For no
Because-
reason.
Okay, I mean it's cool. I'm happy to see him there, but like, huh?
Although
Maybe he's just
I-
dead to death battle. Who knows?
I
Gosh.
say for no reason. Apparently Origin did that scene, so
Okay.
That makes sense. Okay,
Yeah, I was gonna say that he caught him complaining about Steven versus Star.
Yeah,
I wasn't cameo in there.
because Origin is actually friends with Red Runner, so that would explain why Red Runner was in Star vs. Steven.
yeah.
Mhm.
But no, just cool. Just cool to see other cameos, especially from like fans of Death Battle. I think it also adds to the legacy of the season in a way. If that
Oh
makes
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
sense. No, where's Ot? No, I'm just kidding. But us in next. No, I'm just kidding.
Where's us? Origin doesn't know us.
Nah.
I've talked to him once or twice, but yeah, whatever. No,
That doesn't count.
I know.
And then Cabbage Merchant. We get the Cabbage Merchant come back.
Yay!
Yeah.
He still isn't fucking safe.
I love that line so much.
Either are his cabbages.
No, they will never be safe.
It will
Nope.
never be safe. So I mentioned last episode that I wasn't sure if he would show up because Korra takes place like 50 years or something in the future. And like the Cabbage Merchant we know is like dead. But like they got away with that by having it in the spirit world, where like it doesn't matter if he's dead. In fact,
Clever. Clever
helps
son of
out,
a gun.
actually. It was like,
Yes.
okay, so spirit world. All right, that makes sense.
And it also adds a bit of continuity because apparently Sean reminded me of this. The Cabbage Merchant kind of died in Zuko versus Todoroki.
Does he? I haven't seen that.
I was
for a while.
asking, like, did he actually die at the end of that? I
mean,
forget.
Why else would he be here? He kind of has. You have to die in order to be in the spirit realm.
I mean, his cabbage got marked by one of Todoroki's ice things, but I don't think he died. No, whatever.
Are we gonna say it's canon that whenever you die in death battle, that's where you go?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Uh.
Except for Korra, she ain't going there.
She ain't coming back.
Nope.
Oh.
And yeah, the cycle of the avatars is over. Well done, Korra.
No.
Yeah, well done, Storm. Hey, Zahir, you can take you and the Red Lotus are free to do whatever you want.
Mhm.
Some white-haired lady who commands the elements just took her out.
God.
Good luck dealing with her, though. Anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And this is all both the Spirit World and the Southern Water Tribe. It's the Southern one, right?
Yes, Southern Water
Okay.
Tribe.
Okay. this all comes together by the wonderful and amazing 3D team.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
knocked it out of the park with 3D backgrounds once again.
Heck yeah.
Even the 3D elements, no pun intended, for the water effects.
Yeah.
For the
3D
water.
Mhm.
Especially that shot of where Storm is parting the water that she brought with her.
That was so cool.
Yeah. Oh
Gosh.
gosh. And then
when she makes
speaking of,
and like when she makes a water tornado, like that was cool.
yeah, and by the way, there are Easter eggs and references in this. If you're a big,
Korra pulls an Aang.
yes, Korra does pull an Aang.
Yep.
Puts herself in a giant ice ball with this.
Eh.
Only problem is she doesn't. Only difference is she doesn't sleep for 100 years.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she beat Aang's respawn record
Yeah.
by just a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Just missed it. Anyways,
Mm.
also that hand-drawn shot in that ice ball when Korra goes into the Avatar state with Rava just right there. I freaking want that as a wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Heck yeah.
That does look really cool.
I couldn't even tell that was hand drawn until I had to go back and look at it really close. Like, that was very good.
Yeah.
Like, big props to Zach and Mitchell.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, and we should also probably talk about the kill shot, which we
Freaking ouch.
we
Yes.
kind of, I'm sorry, we kind of discussed how Korra would die, and we were not even close, apparently.
Oh, y'all had your minds blown to that death, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up, Korra is just getting bolted by lightning repeatedly, but then
Her freaking brains blown out. Good lord.
yeah,
Dear gosh. Yeah, I really like it, honestly. It looks
yeah,
really
like
cool.
having
Like, it's-
Korra
it's-
redirect the lightning and then getting it
Yeah,
redirected back.
I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting I wasn't expecting her to redirect lightning because in canon she can't do that, or at least she hasn't shown to be able
She
to
hasn't.
do that.
Yeah, she hasn't shown to do it, but I think she can do it. I mean, she's a freaking firebender, for God's sakes. All firebenders at one point. Well, no, it's not even a firebender thing, sorry. It's more or less like she hasn't been taught how to do it, but I think she's got to be able to know it. But
Probably.
yeah, I do. I like that. And then again, it's like Storm is all like, "Bitch, anything you can do, I can do."
Mhm.
Or just have it be a booster gold thing.
And
It's
then
like, oh, lightning!
Hey,
I can do that too!
too.
In fact, it's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
And then just zap,
Yeah.
brains blown out.
Oh yeah.
And I like the
Some-
shot.
Oh yeah.
Some
The shot
people
is.
say that they
beautiful.
thought this death wasn't that good, though.
How? How's it
I
not
mean-
that good?
I mean,
I-
it is kind of simple, all things considered. Like, it's just like a one and done.
Yeah,
shot.
I
but
mean, it's simple, but I think it's really effective, honestly, especially with.
Yeah.
with the way the lighting is, and then
sound.
yeah, the sound and just the and the way it looks. I think it's
Yeah.
very effective, and having it kind of
how-
slow down.
Yeah, and just how sudden it is. Like, all of a sudden, bam!
Yeah.
The back of her
Ugh.
head is exploded. Like,
Mm.
wow.
Yeah,
That came
Mhm.
Yeah.
out of nowhere, but it's honestly
Oh,
still
yeah.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they do a good job of kind of slowing it down to show you exactly what Storm just did. Because again, you have to kind of we can't. It could if they would have not shown that little bit of Korra taking the lightning that she redirected, trying to put it at Storm, and then Storm just catching it and then redirecting it at her head, then it just would have came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So, kudos to them. I like that. It's probably the third best death of the back half. Like, it's not up there with Goku Black versus Reverse Flash levels.
No, I don't think anything's gonna be Goku Black's death. Honestly, I think that's the
Probably
crown.
not.
But I honestly, out of Yeah, I agree. Out of not just this episode, but I think just out of the whole season so far, I think this is my second favorite behind Black's.
And this one was really good.
Yeah,
I would need to look again to see
yeah.
Yeah.
rank this above the
Just
rest.
just out of my memory.
I
Yeah.
would say it's in the top, like, yeah, based off memory, it's probably in the top 5, maybe top 3.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking too. Like the
Mhm.
three, aside from this one, the other two that come to my mind are Blacks and Lex.
Yeah.
For me, I like Lex's as well, but I also really like Heian, Geese's death.
Oh yeah, Geese.
Oh
was
yeah,
really,
Geese.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to talk about is and some people take issue with this, but I'm like, I kind of view this as a positive thing. Is that Korra kind of dominates this fight for the most part.
Yeah, I noticed that too, but I ain't complaining.
Well, no, I would be surprised if you were, but like, I honestly view that as kind of a good like counterbalance because like, let's be real, the analysis doesn't hold anything back. Like, you don't even need to like watch the post analysis. Like it's kind of laid out for you. Like, okay, here's why Storm absolutely wins.
Mhm.
And then they show the fight. It's like they might as well just have said Storm wins before the fight even started.
Yeah. Good gosh.
But credit where credit is due. With how much Korra was putting up a fight in the actual animation, like I could see some people getting tricked into thinking, "Wait, is Korra actually going to win this?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
and
good.
that's a good testament to to the entire team because again, I think the team must have known that this fight was going to be completely one-sided, and the post-analysis was essentially going to be like kicking a dead horse. So they really wanted to put all of their efforts, energy, and power into making this look as if Korra could actually do some, not severe damage, but she could do some.
Yeah, she could do something.
Yeah.
Trying to make Korra strong's not a bad idea, though.
No, and it's also very... I would like to also add on to that, they did a good job of keeping both of these two in character, as much as I don't like that they had to stick with book 1 through 2 Korra and her attitude. Well, I wasn't really that like everybody else. Like, I didn't smile and I didn't go giddy when I saw her do the first hand-drawn stuff, or her kind of wising up and switching her styles, while at the same time also throwing in some of her own humor in there as well. But, you know, again, I would have just liked it if it was book 4 Korra, because then it probably would have been much better.
I mean, probably, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And also too, the biggest thing is like, unlike Poe, Storm doesn't just go off and be like, "I'm gonna go tell Logan and Charles what I did."
Yeah, she actually gives Korra some respect, which is nice.
Yes, yes, it is. And it makes their encounter,
despite the fact that she freaking blew her brains out or whatever.
Yeah, and again, the idea of Storm having to come and kind of teach Korra how to better use her powers, I like that, because that's kind of what the X-Men do, is that when they come across certain mutants, they want them to know how to use their powers responsibly and for the betterment of humankind. So that's not completely out of character for Storm. And even the other stuff, like the aforementioned Spirit World, freaking just messing with her mind and her just being a fucking badass, all that was good.
Mm-hmm.
So again, kudos to them for having Korra do most of the hitting in this. But then again, that just kind of backs up the point I made. It's like Storm is kind of an above air fighter. She rarely gets on the ground.
Yeah.
Personally, she prefers the air. Falco.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah.
This is a good animation.
It's a really good
is
one.
Brobuscus has a point. It didn't real. It had a lot. It was better than it had any reason to be, but I'll take it.
I feel like we say that a lot about matchups we think are confusing.
Yeah. I think this just goes back to don't judge a matchup by its cover. Like you can still do something really cool with it. So
yeah, and again, it's
I still remember the community response to Red versus Blue, and that's one of my favorite episodes of all time. So.
Whoops.
Although speaking of the community, I want to just say this one more time, please. I know the analysis hasn't really gotten everybody in. And I know they're trying to avoid this episode like the fucking plague. I mean, clearly the view count is showing of that. But please watch this, support this fucking episode, because it really... The animation is the saving grace of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if nothing else, just check out the animation. And then, so...
I think if people were a little too dramatic with them saying they were going to skip the episode, though.
Yeah.
I don't personally agree with that.
I mean, I mean, obviously I can't control what they do. But...
No.
I also love how all three of you said at the same time.
We're in sync.
Synchronization.
My God, I really am in a foreign territory.
We have become one.
We are many, you are but one.
Literally.
Anyways,
voice acting.
Yes, voice acting.
Yeah.
Amanda Jelena Gonzalez as Korra, and Shara Kirby as Storm.
Mm-hmm.
The latter of which is a Death Battle veteran.
Yes.
Coming back after voicing Batgirl.
Man, I guess it really is true. The best way to redeem yourself after one Death Battle loss is just to voice a fucking Marvel character.
Yep.
Did she also voice She-Ra?
No. She voiced Batgirl, just Batgirl. I got her confused. Okay. Yeah, I got her confused with another person.
Okay. I like her take on Storm though.
Yeah.
I do too.
It's very reminiscent of the '97 cartoon X-Men Storm.
Yeah, which I think is what they're going for. Couple that with the design, the sprite design.
Yeah,
I think they're definitely going for a more '90s Storm.
Yeah, which good choice. Because if you were gonna go with Halle Berry Storm, then I would have questioned you. But yeah, it's cool that Kirby came back as Storm, and I think she did a great job. There, especially the dramatic moment that she had.
Yeah.
And Amanda.
Amanda's Korra.
I really liked it.
I thought it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Despite my reservations about it being the Korra that not a lot of people like, I still think it got better as the fight progressed, and by the end, I almost completely forgot that this was somebody else voicing Korra. Like, it really did a good job of selling what the character was at a certain point in time. And again, the dry wit that Storm has is perfectly countered by the naivety humor that Korra has.
Yeah. I also, this isn't really a voice acting thing, but I also like how they give us, like, they gave a bit of an explanation for, like, what Korra sees Storm at. Like, because, like, you'd think, like, when they start fighting, you think, like, Korra probably thinks, oh, okay, just another airbender. Alright, cool. Then she starts throwing around, like, water and lightning, and it's like, wait, what's going on here? But by the end, she comes to the conclusion that Storm is a spirit, which helps her cope with the fact that, like, she's not the only one who can control all of the elements anymore.
Yeah, I like that. It would have just been easier for them to use that trope of what kind of bender are you? But no, she recognized that, yeah, she must have been a spirit of storms.
Mm-hmm.
I was very appropriate, and the delivery got better. Because again, those first couple of lines, you know, they were a little rough. But once the fight got going, that's when she got much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is good.
Yes, and so much so that, again, if and when Korra does come back, I would like to see Amanda return to the role.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the soundtrack. What are the elements?
Yeah, it was. I'll be honest. I haven't had a chance to listen to it by myself, but I think it's with the fight. It's really cool. Honestly.
Yeah.
Korra did a good job with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, it's very atmospheric. Very epic.
Yeah.
It kind of gave me like Hearts of Light vibes at some point.
Yeah, very cinematic. I definitely see where you're
very
coming
cinematic.
from.
That's the word I was looking for. Cinematic.
Yeah. Also, Mr. Bender's muted.
Yes, he is.
Realize. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, good track.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I have to listen to it on its own a little bit more just to determine if it really is another Hearts of Light.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. But it's pretty solid overall.
Yeah, it's solid. It's probably one of the better Avatar tracks.
Yeah, I agree with that. Although
considering its competition, I don't know how much that's saying.
It's saying at least one thing.
Gosh, yeah. I don't know. Right now, I wouldn't rank it too high amongst the tracks of this season, but I'll probably just need to give it more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know me, nothing's at this rate. I doubt, unless the next two have some pretty baller soundtracks. I don't think anything's gonna top that one.
Yeah.
The meme one.
Yeah. Considering this is you, ZDogg, that's kind of what I expected.
Alright, so with the soundtrack over, anything we need to talk about with Korra vs. Storm?
Oh, y'all talked about the soundtrack already?
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
here.
For that.
Yeah, I had to go.
Well, do you have any opinions you want to give on it as well?
Yes. In short, it's probably in my top 3 favorite non-vocal tracks of the season. Great work by Theirwolf Media, really immersive, really high energy, and fits for both Legend of Korra and a little bit of X-Men in there. And also, because nobody has mentioned it yet, good job to John Mitchell for doing the artwork of the cover instead of Luis.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yes. Killer.
Yeah. Alright, good.
2 thumbs up from
All
me,
right.
I suppose.
Yeah. Alright.
That kind of sums up my opinions on this fight as a whole, except I would probably give it just 1 thumbs up.
Alright. Yeah. Yeah, overall it's pretty alright.
Yeah. Overall, it
Pretty
took a match we all thought was total garbage and made it something interesting. Who
Yep.
would've
Yes.
guessed?
Magic of Death Battle. Magic of Death Battle.
Magic
The
of
magic
Death
of Death Battle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Good stuff all around. Probably gonna be in my top 8. Not something I'll rewatch analysis or post-analysis wise, but I'll definitely rewatch the fight animation.
Alright. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, good job to everybody who worked on the animation, voice acting, and the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Battle.
Alright.
Okay.
Any other closing thoughts from anyone or no?
Nope.
Alright.
Okay, I guess Sean is just so excited. He just can't hide it.
He's so
Isn't
excited.
that obvious?
He just wants us to get over with his segment as fast as possible.
Yes.
I'm letting you guys do your own thing, okay? I'm the one that's in a completely unknown place.
What did we tell you? You.
I mean, to be fair, he did talk about this yesterday as well. So.
Well, you have your moment to shine here because I don't have much to talk about.
Nope.
I have very little.
Yep, it's gonna be mostly you.
Oh boy, fun times.
Yep. So let's get into that one. So yeah. So obviously this is the reason Mr. Sean is on. So yeah. So after how many years was it since the last one? Hold on.
Ichigo vs Naruto was in season 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's about 4 years.
So it's 4 years. Dear gosh, what? Okay. So after 4 years, the Naruto versus Bleach rivalry has finally been continued. So obviously, what I don't think there's many other matchups that they could have done. I mean, what they're gonna do? What are they gonna do? Sakia versus Rukia? Nah. No, they gotta get
Byakuya is another one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that-
kind of cool, I suppose.
Yeah, that one too. But no, they're just gonna go straight to the big guns with this one, as for the penultimate episode. Thank you. As for the penultimate episode of this season, they are doing Madara Uchiha versus Sosuke Aizen.
We're close
Yes.
with pronouncing the first name. I'm impressed.
Whatever. Madara.
Doesn't Madara
I
versus
said
Aizen doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just said it with a bit of a accent, whatever.
Oh, you did it better than Bill did, to be honest.
Me. Understandable. Alright, so yeah, I don't really know what else
This is
to
a
say.
thing.
It's definitely a thing. It's a cool thing. I like it. I don't know. I really don't have much
down.
experience with these two, but it's a cool matchup, and it's cool.
It features 2 characters I assume are pretty cool, so...
I mean, Madara really is kind of cool. Like, he was the shit whenever he first appeared. Like, he was so badass outside of the anime community. People started putting him up against anybody that was in a shonen anime show. I mean, frick, man, it got so... The Madara fans got so high on their own britches that they thought this guy could beat Goku.
Good lord.
Okay.
At the time, Goku at the time, not
time.
Goku now. Goku at the time.
Understandable.
Yes.
Madara is pretty cool. Too bad he got upstaged by Kaguya, and people forgot he was supposed to be a main villain.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Madara got cucked so hard.
Yeah.
Which is sad, yeah. And he was the best part of Shippuden for me.
Was the second best villain in that series,
Yeah.
right besides Obito.
Yeah. Obito. And I know absolutely nothing about Aizen because I never got that far into Bleach.
Okay.
I didn't get too far into Bleach when I was watching it. It's on Netflix. I might return to it maybe. But I never really got to
arc.
Yeah, I never really got to Aizen, but I did see his fight with Ichigo, and I thought that was really cool. So, yeah.
It's a good thing I'm here, because if you couldn't tell from my Twitter recently, I happen to be a big fan of Bleach. And
It's true.
Pretty much, Aizen actually gets introduced kind of early on in the series, though. He's like in episode 23. It's like the first time you see him.
No, I must have missed him. I don't actually remember what episode I'm on.
And to be fair, he has like different looks and everything, because shonen villains always get different looks throughout the series. It's a common thing.
I mean, Madara is no exception. The dude looked like a freaking zombie at one point.
Well, with Madara's shtick, he was resurrected and then he became whatever he transformed into. I don't remember that name of that transformation.
That's okay. It's probably some random gibberish anyway.
Yeah.
That's what Naruto forms are nowadays. I mean, to be fair, Bleach isn't too much better, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. At least our forms are just different versions of other things.
Sure.
I'll explain the best I can, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck explaining Madara. Yeah, good luck explaining Madara and Aizen's plans.
I mean, I could explain the Aizen character kind of easily. Madara, on the other hand, not that much, because growing up, my family was really into Bleach. We didn't get into Naruto until we wanted to go back and rewatch it at the start of Shippuden.
Yeah.
And even then, it's just like, we thought Madara was a cool character at the time. And my family was, every time they saw Aizen, they're like, I don't know how much I'm allowed to spoil or not.
Balls deep. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah,
Just like,
go ahead.
okay, spoilers, Aizen used to be a good guy. But then he betrayed everybody.
Oh,
And then he became a good guy. But then he became a good guy again. I wish I made that last part up, but it's true.
Okay.
Aizen's freaking weird. I like him, but he's weird.
My family was like, God dang it, Aizen, I hate you. God damn it, you're so cool. As for Madara, well, he's a new Uchiha, obviously, so he's always kind of a dick.
Who would have guessed?
No, he's secretly an Uzumaki in disguise.
Oh my gosh! Anyways.
So Madara, being an Uchiha, obviously is going to be different, and he just wants to destroy everything. So that's kind of his shtick.
Sounds about right.
Doesn't Madara want like a world that's like ruled by control or something?
I think something along those lines were his motive.
The only real bit of info I could bring is stuff from the blog, but it's not much at the moment. I just remember reading the bios we wrote up because I was bored, and read that, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but Madara was a cool villain when he got introduced for the first time, finally, because you heard his name and everything, and people were like, okay, is he finally going to live up to what people are saying? And the answer was just, yes.
Dude took out an entire village worth of soldiers by himself.
Damn.
Not just and when I say it wasn't a small village, it was literally a whole army, like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And whether or not you're a big fan of his or not, you gotta admit that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, shocker. One of his weapons is a giant fucking fan.
Yes. The fan.
One of his weapons looks like a giant guitar. That's the
one, yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing.
That's the same thing. All right, cool. So
Kind of similar to.
So you're the Bleach fan. Explain Aizen.
All right, so Aizen was one of the captains of the Soul Society, Gosei 13. He was the captain of the 5th Division. Aizen's main shtick revolves around Hado and his Zanpakuto. I'm going to use the English translation to make it easier. His Zanpakuto, Mirror Flower.
That's a stupid name.
Yeah, maybe Zanpakuto was better.
A Zanpakuto is just the name of the sword. And his Zanpakuto's ability, when he activates this, essentially it's a weird, complicated version of hypnosis. It doesn't affect how hypnosis normally does. It affects all 5 of your senses.
Oh.
And his main trick with that is if you see the sword when it's activated, then you're under its effect, even if he puts it away.
Sounds busted.
I mean, it was busted, but then its biggest weakness is actually if you touch the sword, you can get out of it.
Interesting.
I mean, how do you think Ichigo defeated him in the first place?
Oh, that's right.
Touching the sword.
Well, besides that,
he didn't just touch it. He
Gosh.
fucking caught it in his hand. Ichigo
Like-
was a freaking boss.
Like a
Yeah.
boss. Hell
yeah. But Aizen's biggest thing in Bleach is he has nearly flawless illusions, as stated by the leader of the Soul Society himself. His main shtick is illusions.
yeah.
Especially considering his intellect and strategy are insanely high.
Yeah. Like, is that where that whole meme, like, you know, all part of Aizen's plan?
Yes. All according to plan. Yeah.
Okay,
Any other
cool.
questions you want to ask so far? Or
I have more, but we'll save them for the debate.
okay.
Yeah. Alright, so
Why is
Uh,
I guess why is this a legacy match? I guess
Mhm.
how does everybody else feel about Naruto and Bleach?
I like Naruto. Naruto was one of my favorite 2000s anime growing up. I watched almost all of it, the original. I never got to the full ending of Shippuden, and I, like many others, pretend Boruto doesn't exist, no matter how much they keep fucking it up. And I like Bleach. I loved Bleach. It was very good. Fortunately, never saw it the whole way through, but I like the characters and the world of that. So yeah, big fan.
I don't really have that much experience with it either. I obviously know snippets and bits about it from other versus shows and other people talking about it. I know my friend has been really wanting me to watch it, and I probably or read it. I probably will eventually. Kodo, don't get on my case anyway. But yeah, but no. From what I do know of it, I think it's a really cool. I think both are really cool series. But just yeah, they just look very cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think it's kind of superfluous to ask Sean
Yeah.
if he's a big fan of Bleach, because he just said he is.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have gotten.
Did
Go
they
ahead.
put together a freaking cosplay of Aizen? So
Yeah.
Want to know how long ago that was, though? By the way,
How long?
so when Aizen got confirmed, I was planning this.
Ah,
Nice.
very nice.
I was
Alright.
like, well, May gets a cake for his most wanted. I might as well just get the drip.
True.
Yeah, hey, in my opinion, the drip is better than a cake.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, both are really good. Just get a dripped
Yeah,
out
really
cake.
good.
There you go.
A dripped out cake.
Yeah.
Just have it instead of a frame of them, just have it like for like two cake models of Madara versus Aizen.
Yes. And then you can slice the sword with the cake. Or slice the cake with the sword.
Yeah. That's about it. Okay.
Yeah, but I like just the drip itself, though.
Okay, I should totally
You gotta-
name that. Have
Drip-
that be the
dripped
name
out
of this episode.
Dripped
Yeah.
out cake.
Drip.
Dripped out cake, yes.
dripping cake. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. God dang it, I could go for some dripped out cake right about now.
Okay. Okay, so, well, I mean, bro, did you get your thoughts out, or?
I don't really like Naruto that much. I don't really have much experience with it. I just never really got into it, nor do I care to get into it. Watched Bleach for a little bit. Kind of stopped at one point and don't really remember why. and don't know if I have any desire to go back to it, but I might after this death battle.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
I will always recommend watching Bleach, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bleach was
it's
cool. Bleach was cool for what little I watched. So.
I mean, it's better than Naruto in the terms that it's not mostly filler.
That's
You
right.
say that, but I don't remember a whole lot about Bleach. So.
I mean, from what little, again, from the first 4 book arcs that I went through, there wasn't that much filler. It was always the story just kept going, and there was always just a new challenge. So they definitely, I'm not saying Bleach didn't have any filler. I'm just saying it's like it didn't have whole fucking arcs that were filler, like freaking Dragon Ball Z and of course One Piece.
Yeah, I don't know how One Piece is as long as it is, but that's not the point.
No, that's not.
Oh boy, yeah.
So why is this a legacy match? Well, it's very simple. It's heavily requested.
Yeah, totally requested. It's, I mean, obviously Naruto and Bleach having a rivalry also adds on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of these two are very similar in the fact that they both have a ton of hacks. I think that's the best way to put it. They both, well, more specifically, they have illusion hacks, because that's kind of what Madara is all about, if I'm remembering that correctly.
So.
Because he's a Uchiha, he has one of the biggest Uchiha hacks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so expect a very illusion-heavy fight this time around. Think like Mysterio versus Scarecrow, but with anime.
Yeah, well, that, and I'm pretty sure both of them have their own transformations, because this wouldn't be anime without... So there's that. Oh, and of course, both of them are just covered in drip. I brought it back!
I can speak from experience.
It's like, yeah, no, it's like, I mean, you take a look at both of them, and if you're like, and if you can't tell me that that's drip, there's like, then there's something wrong with your style. You know, you need to go out.
Oh, unless you count Aizen's Muken form, which is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Is that the one that shows up in Jump Force?
Yep, that's the one we has an eye patch over his eye.
Okay, because I was gonna mention both show up in Jump Force, and they both look really bad.
Well, I mean, everybody looks bad in Jump Force. I mean, they look like a polished turd.
Yeah, I've done a lot of Jump Force videos, okay? Don't
Yes, that... No, I know, I remember.
Madara looking like a freaking Mortal Kombat Revenant. Alright. Whatever. Alright, production...
I do want to say just one thing, like, think of this fight as an anime version, well, kind of an anime version of Bowser versus Eggman in a way. It's mostly a rivalry because of the rivalry between the series, and it's because they're two of the biggest bads that the main characters fight. There.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, for both Naruto and Ichigo, they also, both of those characters fight someone bigger. In Naruto's case, it's Kaguya. In Ichigo's case, it's Hiawatch.
Yeah, so, and that's another thing they both have in common. They both got cucked hard!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder Aizen became a good guy again. He's like, oh, I'm not letting you upstage
Yeah, at
me,
least
asshole.
Aizen... at least Aizen managed to turn himself around. Madara got himself freaking shish kebab.
Whoops.
That he did. Whoopsie. But yeah, production!
Alright, perfection.
More than most likely sprite fight. I don't know why they do this in 3D.
No offense.
Makes the most sense.
Yep, no offense, Sean. No, I say this with all respect, my friend. I don't want to see those fucking Jump Force models in this. I'm sorry.
I mean,
well, I was gonna say, logically speaking, they wouldn't put Muken in right away anyway.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah. I mean, also considering the fact that this is the finale, it will probably end up being 3D. It wouldn't make much sense to have this be.
Plus with it being very anime and all the illusions that are probably going to be happening.
Anime.
Like it might be a tad difficult to make this in 3D and make it look cool.
Yeah.
You can see this going like a Mob versus Tatsumaki kind of route.
Yeah, where it's mostly just have it be sprites, but then for some of the bigger stuff, have that be hand drawn. I could see that.
Plus, Aizen has some really cool sprites.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Although one thing I'm worried about production-wise is because the past penultimate Naruto fights have kind of been hit or miss. Not all of them have been bad. It's just take them with some are better than others. I'm hoping that because Korra versus Storm was 4 minutes, that this doesn't feel like a rushed penultimate episode. That everything has a good pace, very smooth, and it's good. Because
with Liam in the director's chair, I don't have too much concern.
That's fair. Plus
every detail that's coming out about this episode just gets me more and more excited.
Yeah, Liam directing and writing this episode took me by surprise.
Yeah,
I kind of thought he would go that far with the finale, because he's hyping up the finale so much.
Well, okay. How many episodes has he been scheduled to direct? Just 3 of the back half?
He did Dio versus Alucard, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's obvious. And he's doing this one.
Alucard. He did this one. He did Lex versus Doom and Heihachi versus Geese. I believe that was it.
So, it could be more than likely, with the amount of hype he's given, it's most likely he could either be writing the episode, the season finale, or he could be directing it, but, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
Was that Wednesday?
Yep, well, we will. In 2 weeks. But, yes.
Where is this year going? My gosh. Okay.
Where is... Yeah.
I know, right? It's like, what the fuck? Where did this year go? Yeah, oh god, and season 9's already around the corner. Boy. Anyway, so okay, well, I guess since Sean, this is your most requested fight, and it's your most wanted. Do you have any preferences you would like for the voice acting?
I have a big one for Aizen in particular.
Okay.
I know what it is, and I'm almost positive that's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
Fun fact, real quick. For those of you who don't know, in the English version, Aizen's voiced by Kyle Herbert, and Kyle does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, the voice of Gohan and Ryu. That's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
If I were to pick one voice actor to play Aizen, I want it to be Cameron, the voice of Sephiroth.
Yes.
And Mario.
Cameron Nikod. I'm almost positive that's who it is. Just based on the teaser. We heard the voice sample in the Return trailer. I'm almost positive it's him.
As you wish.
Man, just imagine if I was saying that. I'm like, I wonder if Cameron would voice Aizen. Aizen just shows up, as you wish.
Yeah.
I wonder who would voice Madara, though.
I mean, a good amount of names have been thrown around for him. Stephen Kelly would be a fun one. Nick, maybe?
I thought about that, but then I actually listened to Madara's dub voice, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
That one's
I don't know
a
if
harder
Nick can do
one,
it.
but I think a lot of people could do it, to be honest.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there because from what I haven't really heard, but I did remember hearing one. Dear gosh, what if they got Chris Guerrero back?
Oh, as Madara?
Well, I'd be okay with it.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking because from the line I did hear, it has like a very deep voice, very deep.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking of his performance as Gaara. So.
Yeah.
That would be very good. I would enjoy hearing Chris come back to play another Naruto character, but I'm totally down with.
And hey, it would actually get a win.
Yeah, he would be.
Let's not get too far just yet.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, I'm down with it being Steven or Nick.
Steven would be really cool.
Especially fucking Nick. Come on, man. We had Gianni come back 3 times this season. Can we have Nick?
The guy?
I know, right?
He's
I mean,
voicing Dr. Fate somewhere else, I think.
That's true, but it's like, come on, man. He'd be available. I mean, there are tons of people that you could have play Madara. I mean, shoot, man, it'd actually be kind of cool. This is just wishful thinking, but it'd just be funny and ironic if they got Yuri Lowenthal to play Madara.
There's no way.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, Rooster Teeth has access to Yuri Lowenthal, but like, not as Madara.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. Because I don't know. I know his original actor has. I think he's been in something Rooster Teeth related. I'm not sure for Madara, but I don't know. I could be. I could be.
I know he's the voice of Optimus in the Robots in Disguise cartoon.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is.
Alright, hold on. I gotta change the audio setting. My earbuds are dying.
Madara is voiced by Neil Kaplan, by the way.
Okay.
There we go. There's more than most likely going to be an echo. I'm going to turn everybody down.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't ruin it.
Yeah. I don't know. With the voice acting, it's always unpredictable. Especially when it comes to this. I mean, okay, the first one for Aizen, it has to be him.
Hey.
Has to be Cameron.
Yeah, it's got to be Cameron. But
Jeez.
with Madara, I don't know. Like, again, as long as you get somebody that can perfectly kind of capture the essence and the mannerisms and the style of Madara, then I guess that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Remember Bill actually, for some reason, also threw out Tom as a possible option?
No, I'm not against that either, because if Tom can come back twice, then...
Tom could probably do it.
Tom can do fucking anything.
That's what I'm saying.
And again, it could add him another victory.
We're still not getting. We're still not getting ahead of ourselves.
I know.
Apparently, from what...
Music-wise.
Oh yes, music. We do know.
So Brandon is doing the music this time.
Oh yeah.
Is it 100% confirmed though?
Yes.
Yes. He tweeted about it.
He tweeted,
Yeah. Like, I even responded to that tweet and he gave it a thumbs up. Oh, he gave it a like anyway.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's been confirmed he's doing, because he said in another Discord server. I'm not in it, but I saw a screenshot. Think like it was like he said like think of like a spiritual successor to like Dangerous Gaze.
Dangerous Gaze.
That just makes me really excited because like one of my favorite death battle track of all time is Shonen Showdown, and that was also done by Brandon.
Yeah.
Yes. And Brandon is no stranger to the Naruto fights.
No, he's not. In fact, I think he actively tries to get them.
Which is good because again, it's like he has that style nailed down, and his Naruto tracks, with the exception of Jiraiya and Roshi and Lee and Sanji are all pretty good.
Jiraiya Roshi wasn't Brandon.
There's Will.
Yeah.
I like Turtle and Toad, but yeah.
Turtle and Toad was Therewolf anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it also. I mean, that just kind of circles back to what we always say whenever a Naruto fight comes up. It's like, why do the Naruto fights get the best soundtracks?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess there's something about its soundtrack. It just works.
I guess.
It's that high pace kind of like energy that you want to have in like a death battle.
Yeah.
This is true.
This
is very true.
Yeah, I'm expecting like Dangerous Gaze, but like on steroids. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh,
here.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Which I'm okay with because I really like it. I like Dangerous Gaze. I really like Dangerous Gaze.
Yeah, Dangerous Gaze is a bop. So.
Do you
me too.
think though that Brandon will ask Toxic Eternity to come back though?
Yo, that'd be sick. Okay. I'd be down. That'd Dark
I don't
King.
know.
Smells on dangerous gaze.
Let's open up this pit, dude. Yeah, I'll be down.
We'll
I
have to
don't
wait
know
and
if you
see.
would, but I would be down if you did.
I don't know. Again, we've got 2 weeks to see.
This
Yeah.
track doesn't need vocals anyway. It's just
No,
No, I
no.
don't think. I think they're saving vocals for the finale.
Most likely.
Maybe.
So yeah, because like, if I don't know if anybody's noticed, but like, the past 3 season finales have all had vocal tracks.
Vocal.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
I think for better.
Shush you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I mostly say that for Kings of Infinity, but whatever.
I'm still saying shush you. Anyways,
Just like Mighty and Makari are freaking slap ass tracks.
Yes.
We don't count Kings of Infinity.
yeah, screw you guys. Kings of Infinity was fine.
I
don't
like
have-
Kings of Infinity.
I don't have any. I have like no energy to dispute this, so whatever.
I don't hate it, but yeah, we're not getting into that right now anyway.
Yeah, we'll save it for the finale. It's whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Madara schools this fool, right?
Yes. Yes, he does.
Surprising thing about this whole thing is that this, according to so many people, is the second closest fight this season.
Yeah, there's a bit of contention going on here.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a fight.
Yeah.
It's actually a fight, which
Yes.
is good.
Unlike the last episode, it is a fight. It is close.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of episodes this season, let's be honest here.
But there is a caveat. Madara does slightly win. Slightly. That's what I'm being told. Like,
Yeah,
they're
that's what I'm
mostly
being told, too.
even.
It, from what I've gathered, it seems like you can argue they're roughly even when it comes to like strength and power, but
Yeah.
Madara is way faster and has hacks up the wazoo.
Yes. Especially one that can counter something very specific Aizen has, which I feel better letting Sean explain it because he's the Aizen expert. So, yeah.
Take it away.
Aizen's got a lot, okay, Rich? So you have to be a little bit more specific.
I don't know. I can't remember it.
I mean, the guy, if you're talking about the Bankai, we don't know what Aizen's Bankai is. That's the problem.
Are you talking about the Hogyoku? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that's
Richard?
it. Yes, that's it. What Brobuscus just said.
Okay, so Sean, explain the Hogyoku.
Oh, the
Plus,
5 Dragon Destruction.
Yeah, that.
One of Aizen's ultimate Hados. So, it is arguably one of the coolest and most deadliest Hados known. In fact, besides Aizen, the only other story we should know this is Urahara, or as my family calls them, Attenclogs.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta ask, why is that so funny?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. It just sounds funny. I don't know. Sorry.
Don't worry, Sean. I didn't laugh.
Well, you were muted. We have no,
I still didn't laugh.
we have no evidence to say you didn't.
Oh, you mean? Oh.
Anyway.
God,
No,
I
I thought-
didn't laugh.
Whatever.
I mixed it up in my notes anyway. You mean the crumbling orb? That's what you meant. I thought you meant the 5 Dragon Destruction technique.
No.
Okay, so in layman's terms, it's contained of a specific substance, and it dissolves the boundaries between Shinigami and Hollow, allowing them to attain powers from each other. So in layman's terms, like Cinder Fall, like how Cinder has powers of a Grim with that arm,
Yeah.
Aizen can access that kind of power.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, because doesn't Aizen have like insane regeneration?
Yes, especially in some of his fusion forms, as they're called, it gets a little bit crazier.
Dude survived being sliced completely in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you guys remember Naruto vs Ichigo, the Mugetsu, the
Yes.
Yeah, that thing sliced Aizen in half, and he was like, I'm okay.
Like, don't worry, I'm fine.
This is just another Tuesday.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Hmm.
So for everything I've heard, apparently it seems like a weird thing I've heard is that apparently the Zanpakuto is like superior to like every single weapon Madara's got.
In what
That's
ways?
natural.
Because if you mean just as a normal tool, then most likely not. Because to activate Zanpakuto's full ability, you need to activate its Shikai, which is just basically a trigger word.
Does he need to say the trigger word, or does somebody else need to do it?
Aizen has to say the trigger word.
Okay.
And for Mirror Flower, it's Shatter.
Okay. Well, I think Brobuscus means, in terms of just the basic loadout Madara has, like kunai and other stuff, then those are useless against Aizen.
I mean, well, considering as well, it's a sword. How do you need a sword in anything?
Yeah. Now, as far as the umbrella weapon Madara has is gonna stand up to the Zanpakuto. That's what I'm curious about.
I mean, it's possible, but Aizen's thing isn't always straightforward combat. That's not his thing.
Right, it's illusions.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what? Do you know what answer? Do you know any answers Madara has to Aizen's illusions?
I don't know exactly how powerful they're gonna make the Sharingan out to be. The Sharingan might be able to help Madara out, as far as seeing through some of Aizen's illusions.
Just based off my casual Naruto knowledge and my remembrance of Madara, his Sharingan was at one point at the level, if not somewhat above, Sasuke's Sharingan, which was the strongest Uchiha Sharingan in the Uchiha clan. So, and plus two, we also have to take into consideration that durability-wise, while physically these two may be somewhat even, durability-wise, both of them are durable in their own way, but I would say that Madara is already in base more durable than Aizen, because if you remember, Madara went toe-to-toe with Night Guy, who was way stronger than base form Naruto, and Madara was able to kick the shit out of Naruto in his base form.
Although, I've also heard, this is more of a power thing, but it would probably scale to Aizen's durability as well. Aizen can harm Yuak, who
Yes, he can.
was capable of lifting the. I'm reading this off the blog. If I get any of these pronunciations wrong, it's gibberish. Who really cares?
It's only gibberish if you're not familiar with it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was capable of lifting the Wanden Reich. Sure. To the Soul King's palace. That got the exatons, which is absurd.
Yeah.
So that should be comparable to the Naruto Moon Slice thing.
Yeah.
So, which is the best anyone has scaled to so far in Naruto, to my knowledge.
And Madara is the originator of that whole moon slice thing, anyway.
Oh, well,
This
then
is
there you
true.
go. There you go, then.
Yeah, and well, also plus two, especially. I don't know, because I've always been told that by actual Naruto experts, not just fans, but actual experts who have read the manga and watched the anime more times than I have, or any of us have in that matter, that Naruto's universe is a lot stronger than Death Battle has perceived, and Madara is a big example of that. but again, like we already said, it's like he originated the Moon Feet, and he beat the shit out of Naruto in his base form, and it took fucking Night Guy to kill him.
And it didn't even work. Night Guy didn't even kill him.
Well,
Nope. Yeah.
you hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Or, I'm sorry, I guess I should have said, it took Night Guy to even present a challenge to him.
Yeah. So, yeah. Plus, like, blitzing Naruto and avoiding attacks from Sasuke, like, Madara is more the most likely faster.
Yeah.
Which, couple that with hacks, like... Well, that's the thing. Combine speed and hacks, and it's kind of a guaranteed win, no matter how much weaker you are. And
Yeah.
Madara is already, at the very least, comparable to Aizen, if not stronger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Aizen just seems kind of screwed to me. But obviously both have, like, very contentious calcs. Much like with most big shonen anime, you get, like, different results for different calcs from different people. So, who knows? Maybe the Ewok feat is going to get even more powerful than anything Naruto's got, which might help Aizen out quite a bit.
Yeah. Again, it's possible Aizen also can get around a lot more Madara's hacks anyway.
Yeah, that does kind of make this somewhat fallen in Madara's favor, is that while I could see most of them just countering each other with hacks after hacks, the fact that Madara has a specific hacks that can get through something Aizen throws at him, and again, couple that with his speed, then yeah, I'm pretty sure the safest bet really is Madara in terms of
seems
who
that
to go
way.
for.
I agree.
I mean, I would rather see Aizen win. So, like, if he does win, then I'm cool with it. But
yeah, but
the safest bet does seem to be Madara here.
I do want to.
Makes me sad, but I even went with Madara in the last Discuss Death Battle podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just that, like, my thing is, I would argue Aizen might be a little bit faster, but I think Madara's power output and arsenal is just way more than Aizen can handle.
Well, if I may ask, what is this proof? What is this thing that you believe that he's faster? If I may ask.
Plus, one of the things is that Bear Reapers are very hard to detect anyway, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to even detect him.
Yeah, Soul Reaper's whole thing is that they're invisible to normal people. Although, if Naruto versus Ichigo is anything to go by, I don't think that will matter.
Especially since I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure Madara does have a way to get around that.
I'm pretty sure, sure he can, see illusions or something, see through illusions or something. So,
with Madara's, with Aizen's form, his fusion forms, he gets teleportation in one of them, and that increases his speed, as he goes along, and it's similar to Ichigo's forms in a way.
That's true. That's a good point that you bring up. I think. Again, going back to Madara just blitzing Naruto, who already is light speed, who has evaded actual light, I think that kind of is canceled out because, again, just blitzing Naruto, base form Naruto, not him in his freaking special forms, I think that does... put Madara slightly above Aizen in terms of speed output.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I honestly don't really have much in the way of stakes going into this. Like, if Aizen does win, then I'll just accept it. But the safe bet seems to be Madara here, so I'm just gonna stick with that until I see otherwise.
Yeah.
If Madara wins this, I'm okay with it. You know.
Yeah. No.
Predicted it. It's what I've come to know, and I fully accept that. If Aizen wins this, though, I am popping off as Balrog will allow me to. Like, it'll shut me up that I was wrong. I should never have doubted him.
Yeah.
Well, I will not
finally get revenge for Ichigo's loss.
I will have no negative response whatsoever if Aizen does win. I'll be surprised, but
me too.
But like, I'll be like, oh hey, Aizen won. All right, cool. Good for him. Give Bleach their win. Give Bleach their win. They're probably never gonna get.
I mean, I kind of just want to see Naruto win because, again, the as much as I am not that big of a fan of,
Naruto and Guy are the only Naruto characters to win, and Guy still died.
Exactly. Yes, that's kind of my broader point. Is that
not the best record.
the Naruto universe has kind of been, in my opinion, and this isn't just isn't me championing this. This is other actual Naruto experts. Again, Naruto and his universe are quite stronger and quite more powerful than Death Battle has been letting on. And I just want to see them get more wins because, again, it's like fucking Dragon Ball had just a bunch of wins. And,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
Dragon Ball needed to eat an L sooner or later.
Exactly, yeah. So I feel like it's appropriate for Naruto to take that place. And again, it's like, I like Madara. He is one of my favorite villains. He's not my all-time favorite villain. That still goes to Orochimaru before Boruto completely fucked him over.
Steve Bloom is always a win. Guy. That's all I know about Orochimaru.
He was voiced by Steve Bloom.
That's what I just said.
Yes, I know. I was just repeating what you just said. But yeah, I want to see Naruto get a win, but at the same time too, it sucks because it's like I like Bleach as well.
Aizen seems cooler, so I'm going with him.
But I will say this: Aizen, at the end of the day, no contest. You put a gun to my head, he has the better drip.
Gosh dang it!
and no matter who wins at the end of the day, there will be salt.
Lots of salt.
Oh yeah, lots of salt.
I mean, there'll be more salt if Madara loses.
The walls are salt, the floor is salt, even the air is salt.
They'll just be like a kitchen room full of salt if Aizen loses.
Like, it isn't so bad. Madara loses. What happened in my house?
Oh god, it's everywhere.
I mean,
how am I gonna sleep?
I mean, to be fair, like the casual audience, like the YouTube and Twitter audience, seem to be a bit more split. Like I'm seeing a lot of people say Madara and a lot of other people say Aizen. Like I'm not really seeing a consensus there. It's just like when you get into the broader side of the versus community, like certain Discord servers, the forums, that kind of stuff, it seems to be leaning towards Madara here.
I have accepted this, and I am prepared as best as I can be.
Yeah. I'm just prepared. I'm prepared for Madara to win, but at the same time, I'm prepared for what could possibly be, hopefully, a great penultimate episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I know this. I know this already went over, but like, I'm definitely, like I say, like almost every episode now. I should probably stop. I'm not gonna count Aizen out completely, considering other fights, especially other Naruto fights with freaking Sasuke versus Hiei. But yeah, dear God, yeah. But yeah, I am very excited for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential to be really cool.
Yeah.
Dear God. I still remember I was so shocked when freaking Hiei won. Like,
I know, right?
No freaking way.
Okay, no, real talk. This is totally off topic, and we have another thing we need to discuss. But, I'm gonna be real. Like when I first watched Sasuke versus Hiei, it took me until them saying like the winner is Hiei, where I thought like, okay, so they're gonna pull some like genjutsu trick here, right? Like Sasuke, like Hiei thinks he's won, and Ben and Wisdom Boomstick think he's won, but you know, like just at the last minute, there's like an illusion break, and Sasuke ends up like absolutely slaughtering Hiei, and they're like, oh, okay, never mind.
If only that would have happened.
But when they said,
I was fine with Hiei winning. Like as soon as I heard, well,
I mean,
Hiei can resist mental manipulation, I'm like, well, I'm voting Hiei.
I'm cool with that result. It's just I was so shocked.
Yeah,
I still to this day, again, it's like it's part bias on my part, but I still kind of disagree with that.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Yeah.
I just kind of come to accept it, and I don't really care for either character, so like it's whatever.
Yeah.
I only went with Sasuke because that was the consensus. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
right.
I'm
gonna do my own research on Naruto and Bleach, or Naruto and Yu Yu Hakusho rather.
I was about to say close.
That stuff is way too long for my comfort zone.
Understandable.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not touching That's why I haven't touched One Piece yet. I still have not seen One Piece. I still have not seen One Piece, and still probably won't. Cause
I feel like if you touch that book of One Piece alone, you're gonna age at least like 5 years.
It'll take like no joke. It'll take like at least 3 years for you to fully be caught up with One Piece. The extra year is just you having to sacrifice your sleep.
I'm already doing that anyway. Why do you think I'm so tired?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any closing remarks on Madara Aizen then?
Nope.
Other than what we said?
I'm good.
All right, Sean, any?
I am just really, really excited. It's finally happening.
Yay.
Another dream fight is gracing the world.
You'll love
to see it.
Yay.
I mentioned this before, but has anyone noticed that this is kind of like the season of dream fights?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is celebrating 10 years of
I know,
Death
but
Battle.
like, I know, but like,
I mean, that was
season
also the case for season 5.
Yeah, season 5 was nuts too, but like this time we got like Mate got his most wanted with Blake versus Mikasa, Chad got his with Macho Man vs Kool-Aid Man, like Liam got to like birth his with Dio versus Alucard.
Yeah.
And now we're getting this.
Yep.
You love to see it.
Yeah, and now we just wait. What's the ultimate dream fight gonna be for the season finale?
I think we all have some pretty solid ideas on what it's
Okay,
gonna be.
why are people saying Cole versus Alex? I'm sorry, I mean no disrespect.
It's not that.
I mean no disrespect, but
If
Cole
it doesn't
versus
happen
Alex.
now, it will never happen.
It will happen. They just need to get off their asses and do it.
But no, like,
It's not season finale material. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't exactly count out any matchup for season finale material at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. Or
we
maybe
ended the season on All Might versus Might guy. I wouldn't talk.
Exactly.
No. Okay. Wait. Come on. Now that's not a. I thought a better example would have been Deadpool and Pinkie Pie.
Well, okay. See, why does everybody keep talking about that match like it exists?
The
episode does not exist. I don't know.
Yes, it does. Yeah. I can.
All right.
I will say that's better than my suggestion. I was going to put that there. I was going to say Sephiroth versus Virgil.
Yeah, that's a good example. Actually.
That is a better example. Yeah.
Okay.
Except for the Virgil.
Actually, I had a random thought. I mean, obviously, we're not talking about that this episode, but I was thinking maybe it could fit as the season premiere. Maybe, I don't know.
Cole Alex.
Cole Alex, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Release episode 175.
Yeah. Which holy shit.
You know what's funny? I don't know what they're gonna do for season. Totally off topic, but I don't know what they're gonna do for season 9 as far as like structure is concerned. But if they go back to 20 episodes, they end with the season ends with episode 175.
Oh, wow.
I'm probably placing my bets that they're still going to continue the 16 episode count. I don't think they're going to go back to 20 episodes. That really seemed like an experimental thing, and just knowing that they have a very strict budget, I don't see them being able to do 20 episodes again.
Maybe.
Well,
we have just be Hermione versus Juggernaut.
Well, we have shut your mouth.
You're never coming back on this podcast.
Well, bummer.
Okay, so
I'll pull some strings.
Okay, but anyways, like we're all 100% confident in it being Galactus versus Unicron, right? I just want to make sure, like, I'm not losing my mind here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't think it's Galactus versus Unicron. I don't think it's that. I think it's probably going to be something completely different.
I like, part of me is thinking it's either going to be that or it's going to be Samus versus Master Chief.
Yeah, that's my second. That is my second guess, to be fair.
Okay,
it could just be me really wanting it. Like, it could just be me really wanting it still in the season, even though it's probably
lost. That's kind of why I say Cole versus Alex, because I just really want it.
I mean, okay, Sean isn't wrong he's not wrong about, okay, what I mean by that is, it's something that isn't big. I think it could be something, it could be something like All Might versus Might Guy, or Sephiroth versus Virgil, or the third one that I can't say, but
Season 3 ended with Hulk versus Doomsday. You can't convince me otherwise.
I can convince you otherwise. But anyway, I think it's probably going to end with something that doesn't feel like it should be a finale, but it is. Like, I just, because realistically, if they would have, if since this season is celebrating 10 years of Death Battle, they haven't really given any incentive or indication that it will be Galactus versus Unicron.
Alright, well, now watch that it is, and Richard is proven completely and totally wrong.
Exactly.
If I'm proven wrong, I'll say it, but again, I think it's probably going to be something...
Are you two going to make a bet on this right now?
No.
Oh, dear God.
I mean, I'm willing to make a bet.
I don't have any energy in me to make a bet, okay?
Fine.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what we do on Last Discuss Death Battle. That's our thing.
Okay. Well, I steal what people do.
Yeah.
Oh, screw on.
Okay.
Okay, so anyways.
Okay, wait, one more joke. Say, well, regardless of what it is, we're having combo on, right? Because it's the trend with Naruto fights. The trend with the last few Naruto fights.
I didn't think about that, but you're right.
Yeah. There you go. So he's finally gonna
Wait,
get Joker Giorno.
No. We didn't have him on after All Might Guy.
That's true.
Yeah, whatever.
So that doesn't count. But okay.
Doesn't have. So now let's finally get back on track and say and do our tradition, what we do with guests. So Sean, you are our guest of honor this week, or this week for this episode. Yeah, whatever. This episode. Woohoo! So I don't know if you discussed this with the lads recently. So obviously, I don't think you need to repeat what we do with guests. Obviously, we tell them stuff. So, obviously, you probably see it in the episodes of what we do this, so I don't need to explain this to you at all. So, I'm just going to ask, I'm going to ask first, what's your least favorite episode of Death Battle?
My least favorite episode of Death Battle.
You have 150-something episodes to choose from.
I think this might
53.
surprise some people, but I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
go. But I would say Tracer versus Scout.
Oof.
Okay, I can't really
Understandable.
get I can't get that mad or salty about that because yeah, even I'm like, yeah, you know, I mean that episode wasn't as. It's not bad. It's just
Yeah, I seem to be a bit more forgiving of it than most, or at least more
Yeah.
accepting of it than most.
Uh-huh. Alright.
'Cause I don't-
Why?
yeah,
But
why?
explain yourself. Explain.
This was my first ever exposure to Overwatch in general. Was this, which is never.
Wait, really?
Wow.
Didn't play the game until years later.
Yeah,
and
but
even
you didn't know about it? Because even some people knew about what Overwatch was before this
I've
fight.
heard Risk talk about it on his live streams, but I've never really seen much of it.
Yes.
Okay.
But this was
it's
like
a
my
little-
first true exposure, and I was just like, well, I'm not really sure if I want to play this game. I'm gonna do
Overwatch
it
is
to
fun
others.
for what it is.
Well, I played it
Yeah.
years later, but at that point in time, it just wasn't for me.
Okay. Whoa.
And then the whole thing that I don't like is I don't feel like Scout was done well as far as like his
Okay,
character
yeah.
and
This
voice acting
this is becoming a
was concerned.
theme. This is becoming a theme
Yeah.
every time I hear someone talk about this freaking episode. Okay.
I feel like that's the common thing though about this episode.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, it's not entirely wrong, to be
No, I mean, Scout was kind of nerfed down and not fully taken at his maximum, but
What do
I
you
mean,
it's not like the research that's the thing with Scout. It's just like everything else. Like whatever conclusion they came up with.
Tracer
I
wins.
don't-
Fight me.
Oh, no, Tracer
Well-
does win. I'll admit that. Tracer does win.
Yeah, but continue. I was gonna say let's not get into it. Gosh.
I'll die on the
whole
hill.
animation-
Screw it.
The whole animation is just like, hello, I'm just gonna jump and shoot like every Call of Duty player. Yippee!
Understandable. Uh-huh.
I mean, Scout's main thing is he runs. And
Yeah,
how much running did he do? Very little.
I was gonna say, what? There was the beginning.
There's a bit of parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hate to admit this from like Torian, like I did not like the way they wanted to incorporate the ult leader in this one. It kind of gave away the outcome like right off the bat who was winning.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
Voice
well,
acting-
that. Sorry, go.
I was about to go on to another point, but you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Another point to contribute is the fact that they didn't animate it in Source Filmmaker, because I think that's what a lot of
Okay.
people wanted.
Well, to be fair, they didn't have
It looked-
much access
it-
to Source Filmmaker at the time. In fact, I think Torian outright refuses to work with that software.
Tracer's model looks good though in like what they were
Yeah.
using at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. I think it looks good. It's just it would have been. I do think it would have been better if it wasn't in Source Filmmaker.
I mean, in
I
that
kinda
same
agree with that.
season, the aforementioned Hulk versus Doomsday came out, and it just destroyed Torian's equipment, just on how he managed to make it look so godly. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Sean, what was your other point then? You wanted to mention?
Scout voice acting was definitely like the weakest part of that animation.
Really?
Okay, well,
Really?
that is
Like-
not...
As someone who's done theater,
Uh-huh.
that was not a Boston accent. Are you kidding me?
In
That's a
their,
New Yorker.
Yeah.
in their defense, the original actor who played Scouts reached out to them too late, and they couldn't really do anything about it, so they had no choice but to keep it.
Although, this could be used as a sort of double-edged sword, because like, yeah, they couldn't get the official voice actor for Scout, but they may be able to get the official voice actors for future TF2 fights.
Maybe.
You know, sans the obvious, but we're not going to talk about that.
It's not.
Oh, Sarge. Not Sarge.
No, we're not talking about it. Sorry, Sean, we are not talking about it.
Okay. I was about to say Zarya for a second there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
possible we can
cool.
see the official voice actors for future TF2 fights.
I'd be down, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all possible, but at the time, I just wasn't that impressed with it because, like, I knew TF2 more.
Yeah.
We'll say though, every episode of Death Battle has at least one thing I like about it.
What was this one?
The soundtrack for the fight, Max Anarchy Reigns.
Oh, yeah.
Anarchy Reigns
More
music.
like-
Torian had a
Yeah.
boner for that sort of music.
It's good music. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it fit what it was trying to do, so like it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get Torian crap for his music choices in his fights, but like,
Whatever.
the track used for Tracer vs. Scout isn't that bad.
No,
Yeah, it was
no,
good.
it's not.
It was good. Alright.
Anyways, I
So,
like the fight. I don't know what people. I feel like I'm the only person in the history of the world who actually quite enjoys this fight.
Not surprised. No, you're really not. I mean, I enjoyed it too. Like it. There were good things in it. I mean, frick, man. If it wasn't for that fight, I wouldn't have had a casual friendship with the voice actress herself who played Tracer. So I mean,
Elsie Lovelock, yeah.
yeah, exactly. And you know, I remember liking it very well. It got me hooked on Overwatch. I still haven't played it, but I liked Tracer as a character. I like Scout.
At this point, when it comes to playing Overwatch, I'd say wait for either a huge sale or wait for Overwatch 2, because Overwatch 2 looks like it's basically going to be the same game with new looks.
Okay.
But then again, then again, Overwatch 2 is like the next Half-Life 3, so like,
Yeah.
like it's coming. We know it is, but like, we have no idea when, because they just keep
I would just
playing Ana.
Yeah. I would just say that Tracer vs. Scout isn't really my favorite episode of season 3.
Okay, it's not all great. Like it's definitely not a flawless episode, but like least favorite of the show.
I used to hate when I was younger. I've gone back and I was like, you know what? I was wrong for disliking this episode. I never felt that way about Tracer vs. Scout.
That's valid.
Wow.
That's valid.
Okay.
I mean, it's his opinion, so I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to be fair, my least favorite keeps changing with each coming day.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think I have mine locked in stone now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just give my quick thoughts of that out there. I mean, I haven't rewatched it in a while, but I do agree with the Scout's characterization is a bit meh in that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it being that bad, but I completely understand why you would say it's your least favorite of the show. So, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite?
All right. Yeah, what is your favorite episode of Death
This
Battle?
one,
Again,
I feel like a lot of people are going to agree with me with this one. My most favorite death battle of all time, Balrog versus TJ combo.
Yeah.
Good one. That's very nice.
Good taste. Good taste.
Let's go. We get to talk about this fight. I don't think we ever actually talked about this one.
No, we haven't.
We actually never did.
Now we do.
Okay,
Yeah.
before I watched this episode, I was never a fan of Street Fighter. Didn't like it. Never played the games, and when this episode came out, they kind of changed my perspective on that. And I thought Balrog was a really cool character. Ended up trying the games.
Yeah, Balrog's cool.
Yeah. And I don't play Balrog. I play more so like Armika in Street Fighter V, but it's just my play style.
Yeah.
For TJ, never really heard that much of KI. Then
TJ's freaking amazing. He's probably one of my favorite.
Absolutely.
Characters.
He's my all-time. He was my main, and he's my all-time favorite KI characters.
I learned. I wanted the main TJ combo, and I did learn the main TJ combo for a while. Like, KI is super fun.
Yeah.
I see why people want to bring it back.
Yeah. Hashtag bring back KI.
Yes,
But
please. Come on.
The real cream of the crop for why I love this episode is the fight.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, is this fight one of the best works that Torian's ever done. Not
For
the
sure.
best.
So good.
We've never gotten any. We hadn't had anything like it at the time, and we still haven't had anything like it since.
It was so different. They did a round system. They had a wrestling a
Announcer.
sports commentator. They had a
Yeah.
referee. They had a crowd.
That
Referee got
that poor referee.
I know. Like
For his sake,
team-
I'm gonna sound like an awful person, but for his sake, I kind of hope he's dead because if he's not, he's gonna wake up with such a headache.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I mean, he
he's-
got punched up by Balrog. What do you expect?
He's gonna
I
wake up and
expect him to probably stay dead.
he's gonna wake up. If he's not dead, he's gonna wish he is.
Yeah. He's never refereeing again.
But man, there were so many good things about this fight. Most people say it hasn't aged the best.
I disagree.
I absolutely disagree.
It's aged like a fine wine to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are some technical issues here and there. Like there's
minor technical issues. Yes.
like there's a crap ton of clipping. Especially with Balrog.
God, with Balrog. Like
That freaking coat just does not want to cooperate at all.
no, yeah.
Never want to cooperate in anything.
I mean, to be fair, by boxing rules, he shouldn't be wearing that thing in the first place. But screw it, he looks cool in it, so whatever.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well, the only area I can agree that hasn't aged well is maybe the post analysis, especially. Okay.
I don't. In general, I don't know if I agree with TJ winning. I've heard arguments to be made back and forth, but
Right.
But the way they actually went about it, like it's a very different recap in comparison to what we usually get, because it's not just this guy's stronger, this guy's faster, blah 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 blah. We get the idea.
They actually go over different boxing techniques and see how they compare to one another, which is cool.
Yeah, but
especially like the stats wise at the time, this was one of the closest debates.
Ever. This very much reminded me. This was reminiscent of the Pokemon Battle Royale in how they went about determining the winner. They used the actual in-game. They used actual in-game logic and deduction and stats and calcs. And then for this, they just used actual trends and statistics and boxing.
Yeah. I mean, this one I think does it better than the Pokemon Battle Royale because it's not a series fight.
It's more simple.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Pokemon Battle Royale, but one of my biggest issues with it is that because it's using wild Pokemon, you can pretty much determine who wins just by playing the games. You don't really need to do all of this extensive research and then make an entire fight animation out of it. So I don't know. I always view the Pokemon Battle Royale as it's. I'm glad we have it, but I don't think it. I don't think it really needed to happen. But the fight was cool. But that's besides the point.
Yeah. Another thing I just remembered:
TJ and Balrog. Sorry for interrupting, but TJ and Balrog was because it's not a same series fight. It can get away with this kind of thing. Because it's you don't just play the games and then already you know who wins without even having to analyze it. But you actually have to look into the different rules of actual boxing.
Yes.
And in that front, regardless of how you feel about whether or not TJ should have won or not, TJ being an outboxer and Balrog being a slugger, the TJ just kind of counters all of that. So
but even they are not blind to it, because they even say themselves, and they even kind of give people a way of saying, hey, this isn't 100% perfect logic we're going off of, because here's the little caveat.
It's called a theory.
They even say that. Yeah, it's called a theory for a reason. Every boxer is different. It's just in this, via our interpretation,
it's more of an overall look.
Exactly. In our interpretation, TJ wins.
Yeah, and they show actual examples from actual boxing matches on, outboxers versus sluggers.
Muhammad Ali,
Yes.
George Foreman.
Yeah.
Yes, which does help at least strengthen their argument, and I like that. Again,
Although-
is it? Go
I
ahead.
will say, regardless of whether or not you agree or disagree with the results, I think all of us were rooting for TJ by the end.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like nothing against Balrog. The dude's cool, but like TJ is the man.
TJ is he's essentially okay. I don't want to make it sound that on the nose, but TJ is essentially Rocky Balboa. The guy is
Not wrong. That's not wrong.
He is. He's an underdog who wanted to be the best. He took shortcuts, and he kind of paid the price for that. And he's a guy who's trying to prove that he is the best at what he does, but he's not proving it via some fancy technology that's in his arms. He's proving it with his own skill. I like that, and that made him more human. Balrog is tragic. Like, there's a great tragedy about him that, he was just a guy who wanted to have fame and fortune, but along the way, he kind of lost who he was as a person, just to be an underling for a freaking guy in a red suit who uses his soul as a fucking superpower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, TJ was definitely the main MVP and driving force of why this episode is so good.
Yeah.
Because you're rooting for him.
Besides that, I like the voice acting choices they went with.
Yeah.
Characters. I had
Yeah,
no idea
I like the
until
voice
guy
acting
did
a lot.
reaction.
That's
I had no
you
idea
know what's
the guy did a reaction to this. That
Yeah.
the voice
yes
was
the
Balrog.
guy who voiced Balrog did a reaction to this fight.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
And
I need to see this now.
Also,
It's very good.
Fun fact: so Balrog's voice actor's name is Chris Jai Alex, I believe. He's actually he actually voices in Killer Instinct.
oh wow,
He voiced Tusk.
Yeah, he's the voice of Tusk,
cool.
which I think is hilarious. Like he went from voicing Tusk, who I believe TJ actually kills.
Oh wow,
To voicing
That's kind
Balrog,
of-
who TJ also.
poetic.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's poetic.
And then Gabe as TJ did a great job as well.
Yes. Oh my god. Also,
They
too.
made TJ feel so believable, like that you
Yes.
really wanted to root for him.
Yeah.
Yes. Again,
Yeah.
it's like he is. He had charisma. He had. He had. He was a face. That's the thing. He was a face. He really was the Rocky Balboa of Killer Instinct. And oh my god. Also too.
I also like you get a sense of like progression throughout the fight.
Yes.
Like it starts off as a very like general boxing match. Like it's cool, but it's just boxing.
Yeah.
But
then-
as the fight progresses, Balrog gets more and more pissed off and more irritated at this tiny little scrawny boxer kicking his butt.
Yes.
And he just pulls it. I'm not calling. I just called TJ scrawny. Okay.
I'm pissed that this dude is
Bobby.
kicking his ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he gets so irritated that he ends up cheating, and he gets completely railed for it, not just by the crowd, but also the ref. And then the ref freaking dies, and then it's like, all right, rules. What? Screw the rules. Let's just go all out. And TJ's like, all right, sure. I love that. Like it starts off very basic. It's a very basic boxing match, and eventually it goes into what makes both Street Fighter and Killer Instinct such well-renowned fighting games.
Yeah, and again, like we said, or been saying, it does a great job of showing the characters. Because my favorite line from TJ, out of everything, the voice actor did. My favorite line is, his "bring it on, asshole," like just when Balrog is all like, "Come on, it's just you and me." It's like you get a sense of, okay, as the fight progresses, so does the characters, and we see their true colors on who they really are. TJ is a guy who wants to be honorable, and he wants to show the world that, hey, I don't need anything fancy to show my skill at what I really do. Whereas Balrog, he loves the attention, he loves the praise, he loves the spotlight, and when he doesn't get it, he loses it.
Yeah, to be completely real, I don't think this fight would have worked if this sounds weird to say, because obviously, like, if they came to the conclusion that Balrog wins, then okay, there we go, Balrog wins. But like, I honestly think
they wouldn't have that same magic.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, I honestly think this fight works better because TJ won.
Yes.
Not just for the story, but like. My gosh, using I'm Back to Rise was so perfect.
Oh yeah.
If you want to talk about one of the best ideas to use the original soundtrack, you definitely got to go with Omega Sparks' I'm Back to Rise.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
the fun fact about that.
It's actually the last.
It's the last one that uses.
Yeah, the last fight that uses the original music is from Shredder versus Harada onwards, that they just went with Audio Network. So
Well, okay. Well, the fun fact about
whatever.
Yeah. Well, the fun fact about that is originally at the time they wanted to get Omega Sparks to come in and record a custom commission track.
You know what?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, but he was unavailable due to scheduling conflicts, so he couldn't do it. So they essentially just decided, okay, well, since we can't get Omega to make a track for us, we'll just use his killer track from the game. So that's why they used Back to Rise. And that also is why
some have complained.
Back.
Yeah, I mean, some have complained that like using "I'm Back to Rise" does spoil the result, and I mean, yeah, it does, but like, but like at the same time, who freaking cares?
It just makes the fight more blood pumping. It gets you pumped. It gets you excited. Especially when and I love how it kind of quiets down. Like again, Torian did a great job keeping it in sync. When it quiets down after TJ's been hit and Balrog is slowly approaching him. As soon as he decides to go into his final form, the music kicks back in, and then it just goes all ham as TJ's going all ham with Balrog's face. By the way, and still to this day,
breaks his arm.
Yeah, breaks his arm, and then just beats the. Which, by the way, that the death still remains my all-time favorite death of all time.
I can see why.
I can see why.
Rock and Sock'em Robots. Only he's not coming back together.
His head's not getting put back on.
Gosh, yeah.
I'm still seeing reaction videos pop up every once in a while to this fight, and every single person I see, just absolutely pops off when they're watching. Like,
oh yeah, for good reason.
It's like we're again. It's like at that moment we all were watching a virtual boxing match.
Yeah.
Because we were going off, we were popping, and we were just getting so fucking pumped to see the underdog rise and claim the victory.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and it's a shame that we don't get those type of fights anymore, because I want to see them bring those type of fights back. I want to see them do Little Mac versus Rocky Balboa, or just have another boxing fight.
They want to do like an actual like wrestler versus wrestler kind of deal.
Let's get
like a better version.
Let's get King versus Incineroar. Let's go.
Yes. Absolutely.
I prefer King versus Art Mika, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'm fine with, okay, to be real, I'm fine with either King versus Incineroar or King versus Tizok from King of Fighters. It's basically the same general idea.
Yes.
I'm just more into Incineroar because I'm more into Pokemon. But yeah, let's get a wrestling match. Let's do it.
Yes, come on.
Like I want a wrestling match in this style. Like that's what I want.
Yes, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
like this fight isn't like a personal favorite of mine. But I can probably say that it's one of the most hype. Like it's definitely the one that got my blood pumping the most.
Yeah, no. Up until that point, no other death battle aside from Goku versus Superman 1. No other death battle at the time or since had got me really popping off like this fight did. And that's not to say that the following fight through this didn't. It's just there was something special and magical about this that we don't see anymore. And I kind of really want to see that again. But yeah, I've seen people just say that this is in their top 10, maybe even top 5 favorite death battles of all time. And
I think it's for good reason, honestly.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, everything in this fight holds up very well. And it kind of makes me not ever want to see these two come back in other
No,
matches.
these two can stay. Look, I love TJ. And if he does come back somehow, I'd be okay with it because he's one of my favorite characters. But really, I can sleep well knowing that this fight just exists and we're left with it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like why people weren't as excited for Iron Man because they're for Iron Man and Lex to come back because their initial episode was so perfect. They don't need to come back.
No.
Yeah, I mean they did anyway, but that's besides the point.
But oh man,
yeah,
what a good matchup you picked, Sean.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
You got us geeking out.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we haven't actually talked about this one before, so
No, we haven't, and I'm glad that somebody finally brought it up.
Yeah.
You're welcome, I suppose.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, is there any other things you want to say about it?
Nah, I think I've said all that I've wanted to say about it, and just hearing you guys also say why you like this episode just makes me feel really happy to hear.
Yeah, anybody who says this episode is dated can just go to hell.
Yeah, I do think it is definitely one of the highlights of season 4, and it's just so good.
Well, season 4 is a little. You know what? I'm not going
to lacking.
It doesn't matter.
Naruto versus Ichigo was also in that season, so
yeah.
All I'm gonna say is that season 4 is very inconsistent. Some episodes are fantastic, some episodes are really bad.
But no, I'm just really happy they did end up deciding to go with this matchup and have it turn out so good.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days we'll do a season retrospective.
Maybe.
We did technically, but
whatever. Little fun fact before we move on, because there's one other question we need to ask Sean. Oh, actually, no, there's two. I forgot. I actually showed this fight to my sister, and she's not really that big into Death Battle. I talk about it with her a lot, and she gets in on the conversation, but actually watching it, she doesn't really care that much. But she loves this fight.
Yay. That's good.
It's anytime I want to show her a Death Battle, I tend to show her this one because I know she's this is the only one where I'm absolutely positive she likes it. So that's pretty cool.
Yay. That's good.
Okay.
All right. So with that very lengthy conversation out of the way.
Yeah.
Sean. So, I'm pretty sure you viewers caught on to this that Madara versus Aizen was his most wanted. But now that that's actually happening, I ask you now, Mr. Sean, what is your, second or new most wanted matchup for Death Battle?
This one, I think you guys actually brought up this character in one of your most recent podcasts when you guys were talking about possible Overwatch matches for characters.
Oh,
Ooh.
It involves an Overwatch character.
okay. You have my interest.
I next most wanted Genji from Overwatch versus Zero from Borderlands.
Ooh.
Ah,
Interesting.
Okay.
I've heard this one before.
Oh, for me, especially because I've always said that Borderlands should get a death battle at some point.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know much about Borderlands, but I'd be down to see it. Well, the very least, just to learn about it, because I don't know much about it.
Zero's one of the I assume you guys know a pretty decent amount of stuff about Genji, so
Yeah, Genji's my favorite Overwatch character, so yeah.
it's a good one to pick, though, to be fair. But Zero is also a cybernetic assassin. Is one of the playable characters in Borderlands 2. He becomes a side character / helper to the playable characters in both Tales of the Borderlands and Borderlands 3. And an interesting fact that I would love them to do if they do pick Zero as Genji's opponent. Zero only speaks in haikus.
Okay.
Okay.
So just imagine that dialogue between the two, and that actor who would play Zero would have a field day.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Zero, so this isn't really a match for me. I'm personally more of a Genji versus Gray Fox / Genji versus Raiden fan myself.
Yeah, I mean, Genji versus Gray Fox would be kind of cool because we haven't had a Metal Gear character in a while.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Especially since Raiden.
Was Gray Fox Metal Gear or?
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Yeah, Gray Fox is Metal Gear.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
I also would
Solid.
like Zero. Yeah, the sword combat between these two would be cool, and plus the color palettes. Like Genji has this cool green, and I want to say it's like a steel color.
Yeah.
Sword. Again, Zero's black and blue, kind of like laser sword. Like seeing those two kind of clash would be cool, like color wise.
Fair enough.
That sounds actually cool.
Also, one of the cool things is that if there were to get Borderlands into Death Out, that'd be fun math to do. As a basic description for Zero's ability, in layman's terms, it increases his strength by 5. You put a ×5 multiplier.
Fun. Doesn't
Interesting.
I don't know much about Borderlands stats. I've heard it gets pretty absurd. So doesn't Zero body Genji?
Oh, Zero's actually surprisingly one of those guys who just doesn't do a whole lot. He helps in Borderlands too. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say he's absurd, kind of like your Liliths, your Sirens of that universe.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I would argue that surprisingly, despite the fact that Zero can dodge, like automatic gunfire, I would probably argue that Genji is faster and better trained than Zero is.
Wait, is gunfire all Zero's got? Like as far as speed is concerned?
But you could argue the shock element as well, because it could be considered lightning to some people.
Oh, okay, then yeah, Genji's faster.
I'd argue that
Genji's way
faster. Genji's faster than Zero, but Zero's deception, as well as like the other things he has, what makes him far stronger than Genji. I argue it's a close fight between these two, honestly.
Okay.
All right. Who would you give the win to personally, though?
I would personally give it to Zero.
Really?
Okay.
It's a close one, but I could definitely see arguments being made that Genji does win, and that's something I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I would prefer Genji to win, but I just don't know much about Borderlands.
Just fair.
Yeah.
And I think having, a Borderlands character in Death Battle would be kind of cool. And one of the reasons I wasn't sure about having Zero versus Genji for a while would be because it was a playable character, and you would have to get into the breakdown of, like what abilities do you give from his skill trees and everything. But thankfully, thanks to Tales of the Borderlands and Borderlands 3, it makes it easier to do like numbers and abilities that Zero has.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Plus, Overwatch 2 coming. Why not have another Overwatch character finally come back to Death Battle that isn't Widowmaker?
Yeah.
Widowmaker versus Black Widow was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, I do think we are eventually going to see another Overwatch character. Just I don't know who.
Yeah. Yeah, Overwatch has plenty of opponents we could pick from. Like heck, I can almost see like pick an Overwatch character. Chances are a matchup for them probably exists.
Yeah.
Um,
And probably the most likely one to get in would be probably Cole Cassidy.
yeah,
Cole.
yeah, probably.
I could definitely see that being next.
So let's be honest. Western Death Battle when?
Yes.
Really.
Yeah, I mentioned this when we discussed Cole versus Aaron. Like, we haven't had a Cowboy Death Battle somehow. How?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we need Cole versus Aaron really badly.
A second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I was a knock at my door.
Okay. Yeah. I think the ones we mentioned were it was Cole versus Aaron and Reaper versus Noob.
Yeah. For Mortal Kombat versus.
Yeah. I'm still down for both of them. Genji versus. At this point, just put Genji in Death Battle at all. I'm cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah. Either if it's against Zero or Gray Fox, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm back. It's my nephew.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
We have one more question, and then we can wrap this up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, considering this is the Legacy season, and I feel like it's important to discuss our history with Death Battle. How did you first get introduced to the show?
So I was first introduced to Death Battle through a little bit of an interesting way. I used to, as a kid, I was a history nerd, and one of my favorite shows to watch growing up was Deadliest Warrior. Deadliest Warrior was a cool thing for me as like a kid who was into history, learning about these ancient warriors and their cultures and everything.
Yeah.
And when that show stopped airing, it kind of was like I need something else to do with my time. And I kid you not, one day, because I was bored, I was watching a top 10 most brutal moments from Kratos. First video from Death Battle to get recommended to me happened, and it was Kratos versus Spawn.
Okay.
An interesting time to get started, for sure.
That's the first episode I saw, and then I saw there were more episodes like this, and I'm like, you know what, this reminds me of Deadliest Warrior. Why not check it out? And then I kind of binged the whole thing up until after. Oh God, I want to say it was the Tiger Zord versus Epion.
Oh wow, so you got in a little late.
My goodness.
To be fair, I was a high schooler at the time, and I had no idea the show existed.
Yeah,
Understandable.
And when it did, I started continuously watching, and I've made like a lot of friends along the way, and we've watched and discussed different episodes throughout the years. And it's later, here I am.
How touching.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I know you guys are probably strived for time because it's been a long day for everybody.
Yeah, we've been going on for a while, but it's fine. Out of curiosity, I don't know if you watched Kratos versus Spawn recently. Do you think that episode is still like good, or like do you still like it overall?
I mean, I think overall, I don't regret this being. I don't regret Kratos vs. Spawn being my first episode. I kind of still
Lucky
like it.
you.
It has this odd charm about it, especially the fake out towards the end.
Yeah, the fight definitely has a lot going for it. The analysis is a bit like checklisty. Which even
And
Ben
also,
was like, this. But even Ben was like, this is freaking boring.
Spawn's really cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
Spawn's cool.
Yeah.
I almost miss. I shouldn't say I shouldn't say that. Back in the day, like when I was first introduced to Death Battle, I was very much a naive kid when it comes to outside media. Like I knew about your Marios, I knew about your Sonics, I knew about all of that jargon, Marvel, DC, blah blah blah. Like, if anybody knows about the characters, I probably know about the characters. But like, but then like, I didn't know jack all about like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Like, those were completely new to me. Like, I had heard of Kratos, but I never really got into him. I had never heard of Spawn.
Yeah.
like back in the day, like I didn't know all. Like I realize now, like I look back at how much I didn't know when those when the earlier episodes when I got to those episodes, and I'm like, wow, I know so much more now.
Knowledge.
Magic of Death Battle.
Magic of Death Battle.
Heck yeah.
Um. So yeah.
Yeah. That being said, please bring these two back eventually.
Oh please. Please.
Especially Kratos. 'cause he's got
Especially
the-
Kratos.
Have you not brought him back Kratos already? God dang it!
Yeah.
Look, Kratos versus
No.
Dante. That's all I'm saying.
Or
I
else.
prefer Kratos
Yeah.
versus Asura just because of the idea two of the biggest, buffest, burliest, overprotective dads.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, both work. I'm down for both. So.
Yeah. Well,
And-
alrighty then.
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right. Look at that. Richard actually managed to stay throughout the entire podcast.
Yay! You'll love to see it. Okay.
Um.
So yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed your time here, Mr. Sean. I hope you
I
did.
did. This was a lot of fun.
That's good. And of course, you are welcome back anytime, or
Yes.
or if you, and obviously if you want to have one of us on the Let's Discuss Death Battle, let us know. I'm sure
Yeah.
all of us will be down. I mean, I know Bender was on last time, but whatever.
Yeah.
If there's an episode I feel that you guys will definitely contribute a lot to, I'll definitely see if Bill and Mate are okay with it.
Whenever Crash
Gotcha.
Bandicoot gets back on Death Battle, let me know.
So
Yeah.
when Dr. Cortex comes, got it.
Exactly.
Or Dingo Die.
And for ZDogg, it's Skullgirl,
Fire versus-
100%.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which,
Yes,
thank you,
plug.
Doug. It's plug time. In case you guys haven't seen it yet, or if you're not subscribed to my channel, I put out a video recently finding a matchup for every character in the roster of Skullgirls, minus Annie and Umbrella. So if you guys want to check that out, it would mean a lot to me.
Please do it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I really like
Good
how it turned
watch.
out. I hope you guys. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah. So check that out if you haven't, and of course, check out all these guys' channel. Check out the Lads Discuss Death Battle if you haven't already. It's also a good watch.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and you know, no problem. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed Korra versus Storm. If not, it's fine. And hope you guys are excited for Madara versus Aizen. And hope you'll see us. And hope you'll see us. Yeah, hope you'll watch the next episode where we discuss Madara versus Aizen and the season finale. Dear gosh, what the heck is time? Time moves too fast. Dang it.
Yeah, it
does.
does.
With a tip.
Gosh, dang it, of
Okay,
course.
we're ending on that. All right.
And with that, thank you guys for watching, and hope you have a nice day. And we'll see you in the next thing. See you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.